Not a single shot was fired in the greatest heist in history. No bank vaults were blown, no masks were worn. Instead, thousands of people were giving a standing ovation at Wembley Stadium. On stage, in a flaming red ball gown, stood the new financial goddess of the world, the crypto queen. She sold them a dream, the ultimate second chance. She claimed her coin was the Bitcoin killer. Doctors, lawyers, and grandmothers, they all lined up, terrified of missing the greatest wealth transfer in human history. The money flooded in blindly, for $1 billion handed over to a ghost. But behind the closed doors, behind the private jets and the exclusive Dubai yacht parties, there was a terrifying void. There was no blockchain, no revolutionary technology, just a cheap Excel spreadsheet and a fake database. It was an empire built entirely on human greed. By 2016, the euphoria was deafening. OneCoin was sweeping across continents, from Uganda to Germany, pulling in billions. But in the quiet corners of the internet, the actual blockchain experts started looking at the code, or rather, the lack of it. They noticed something terrifying. The coins weren't being mined by complex mathematical algorithms. They were just being typed into a database by administrators. It was a digital printing press running on pure imagination. The illusion began to crack when independent investigators and financial authorities sounded the first alarms. They tried to warn the masses. They published reports proving that the supposed revolutionary educational packages sold by OneCoin were completely plagiarized from Wikipedia. But the warnings were drowned out by the cult-like devotion of the investors. When you tell people their life savings are built on a lie, they don't attack the thief, they attack the messenger. Behind the scenes, the crypto queen knew the music was about to stop. The FBI was quietly building a massive case. German regulators were freezing bank accounts holding tens of millions of euros. The walls of her invisible empire were finally closing in. She had to make a choice: face the catastrophic collapse of a $4 billion lie and spend the rest of her life in a federal maximum security prison, or orchestrate the ultimate vanishing act. October 25th, 2017. The air in Sofia was thick with autumn chill when a woman with dark sunglasses boarded a cheap Ryanair flight bound for Athens. It wasn't a private jet this time. There were no champagne flutes or cheering crowds, just a desperate flight into the unknown. Behind her, a $4 billion empire was collapsing into dust. She knew the FBI was closing in, and the German authorities were freezing her accounts. By the time the plane touched down in Greece, the crypto queen had executed the greatest vanishing act of the 21st century. She stepped off the tarmac and disappeared from the face of the earth. In her wake, she left an ocean of devastation. Millions of investors woke up to find their life savings had been vaporized into the digital ether. There was no customer support to call, no headquarters to storm, just a dead website and a haunting silence. Marriages were destroyed, homes were foreclosed, and in the darkest corners of this tragedy, some investors took their own lives. They had traded their reality for a meticulously crafted illusion. The realization hit them not like a sudden explosion, but like a slow, agonizing poison. Today, Ruja Ignatova holds a unique title, the only woman on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list. A massive bounty rests on her head, but she remains a ghost. Some say she altered her face with extensive plastic surgery and is hiding out on a luxury yacht in the Mediterranean. Others whisper a darker theory, that the ruthless Bulgarian mafia, who helped launder her billions, silenced her permanently when she became a liability. The truth is buried somewhere in the shadows. For $1 billion gone, the queen vanished. But the ledger always remains open. When the crypto queen vanished into the clouds, she didn't leave a successor. She left a scapegoat. Her younger brother, Konstantin Ignatov, suddenly found himself holding the reins of a rapidly crumbling empire. But he lacked her terrifying, hypnotic charisma. He was just a pawn sitting on a throne of dynamite, desperately trying to keep the angry mob of global investors at bay. He assured the cult that his sister was safe, that the master plan was still in motion. But behind the closed doors of the Sofia headquarters, the panic was absolute. The U.S. Department of Justice was quietly, methodically tightening the noose. March 2019. Los Angeles International Airport. Constantine thought he was untouchable, protected by the billions they had stolen. He was fatally wrong. As he prepared to board a flight back to Eastern Europe, the illusion shattered instantly. Armed FBI agents swarmed the terminal, placing the prince of OneCoin in federal handcuffs. Within months, facing 90 years in a maximum security prison, he would break the ultimate rule of the underworld. He testified against his own sister, revealing the deep, dark, and terrifying ties between the OneCoin empire and ruthless Eastern European crime syndicates. The FBI's interrogation cracked the case wide open. This wasn't just a white-collar tech fraud anymore. OneCoin had evolved into a massive, global money laundering machine for drug lords, arms dealers, and human traffickers. The billion-dollar question suddenly changed its shape. Was Ruja Ignatova hiding from the law, or was she running from the very monsters who helped her build the empire? In the criminal underworld, a $4 billion liability rarely gets to enjoy a peaceful retirement on a beach. Sometimes, the most effective way to close an account is to eliminate the account holder. June 2022. The FBI makes a historic, desperate move. Ruja Ignatova is officially added to the 10 most wanted fugitives list, taking a spot alongside international terrorists and cartel bosses. A $100,000 reward, later raised to a staggering $5 million, is placed on her head. But the trail remains ice cold. Every supposed sighting, a luxury yacht docked in Dubai, an underground high-stakes casino in Macau, an exclusive private clinic in Switzerland, turns into a phantom echo. She has the resources of a small nation-state, and she is using every penny to stay invisible. How does the most recognizable woman in the financial world stay completely hidden for years? You buy a new reality. You buy a new face. Intelligence agencies strongly believe the crypto queen used a fraction of her stolen billions to undergo extreme facial reconstruction surgery. The charismatic woman who charmed the world at Wembley Stadium no longer exists. She is a ghost wearing a stranger's mask, moving silently through the elite, untouchable circles of jurisdictions that refuse to extradite criminals to the West. The true tragedy of OneCoin isn't just the vanished billions. It's the psychological wreckage left behind. There are victims who still, to this very day, hold on to their useless digital coins, waiting for a promised financial revolution that was a lie from the very first drop. The crypto queen engineered the perfect crime by weaponizing human hope. Wherever she is right now, looking at her new face in the mirror, she knows the golden rule of the ultimate con. You don't just steal their money, you steal their reality. The ledger remains open.